Hey, yo, what's up? What's going on? What's good, everybody? That's right, the Boston Source checking in here for the Midweek Report. That's right, Midweek Report for February 12th, 2025. And of course, we have a number of things here that we're going to be talking about this Midweek Report. Yes, I am. You're on the move, been active, been out and about, been out and around. I don't know, maybe you may have seen, the press conference there for top rank four, Dennis Baranchik and Keyshawn Davis. But I was out there for that particular press conference. And yeah, there was a lot going on with that. We're going to be talking about that here in a little bit. But, it'll be about a few minutes away from us inviting our special guest to join us here as he has big news upcoming here for the month of April. We're going to talk about a number of different topics there. And when it comes to his upcoming fight, because it's been a good little minute here before he's able to be in the ring, and you're having a whole lot of setbacks, particularly in the past year when it comes to our special guest here. So we're definitely thankful that he's going to be able to join in here. He's been a previous guest here a few times on the Boxing Source, but we want to go ahead and try to work on a few things here, with him and build up, his upcoming out that will be here in April. Like I said before, you had the whole fight card here for Top Rank that's coming up for Friday night. You had a number of the bouts that are on the card that were featured, here in press conference. So we're going to be talking about that here a little bit afterwards there, and hopefully I'll be able to open up the phone lines for this particular podcast, man. So we like I said, this is a very busy thing here. Shout out to my guy Claymore Rain in the building here, taking us out here for the midweek report, and things like that. Or it says, well, I'm breaking up a little bit. Well, hey, listen, I'm on the move, and sometimes when you're on the move and trying to get on with a couple of things there, trying to be at the I guess the hotel room or whatever it is, that it might be hit or miss. Hopefully it's a lot more hits than misses here, because this is something where I try to do this as properly as we can here for this particular instance. I mean, if push comes to shove, I might have a different method to try to do the live here, but I wanted to make sure that I have my special guest on and be on the proper platform in order for this to take place. But like I said before, if push comes to shove, we'll see if we can have a alternative method here. But for me, it's mainly StreamYard. I'll just put it simple. It's mainly StreamYard. I usually don't have these issues with other apparatuses, but I wanted to try out the thing there with StreamYard one more time, or at least a couple times here over the past month or so, in order to set up a few things. But once again, this time StreamYard does this thing here where it's completely different than it is when you're on your wire. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh geez, yeah, man, I feel you. So you know what, man, I'm gonna try to see if I can something here, but we got like about about a minute or so. And then I could try it. But this, I try to do things here, try to provide content for y'all. Like I said, sometimes either the internet or StreamYard won't allow me to be great. So we're gonna try to see how much we can do here at this particular juncture. We should be about a minute or so away from our guests to join in, and things like that. So shout out to brother Eric here being able to join in and things like that. We should have our special guest here on the queue join with us And we'll see. Yes, I still lobby hating, man. I'm telling you, man, it's insane. It's insane. There's sure Clinton. But we got our special guest here that's on cue, that's ready to go. Hopefully, like I said, we'll be able to handle this interview here. Of course, he is there at 26-0 with 9 wins by way of knockout. He has an upcoming fight scheduled for April 12th over in Toledo, Ohio. Of course, he's hailing from Toledo, Ohio. One way or another, he's probably our cousin, but they haven't necessarily figured out how that's possible yet. But that's right. It's Albert Prince Bell in the building. What's happening?
What's going on with you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, all good, all good. Just thankful that you're able to join us here on the Boxing Source once again. I notice, you have something coming up there in Toledo coming up on April. It should be for April 12th. So if you can, let the people know what's down.
Yeah, we got a big card, coming up in Toledo. I'll be headlining here at the biggest arena in our city. It's called the Huntington Center. The tickets are available now on Ticketmaster and at the venue. Got myself and a whole line of other guys. We still putting the card together, but it's a lot of nice up-and-coming prospects and contenders is going to be on there. We still figuring out who I'm fighting and my opponent's going to be, but it'd be for the WBA Continental Championship to get me ranked in the lightweight division as I make my debut at 135. And, I'm excited to get back in the ring. So it'd be, once I get in the ring, it'll be, my last fight was March 22nd. So I've been out for over a year. So I'm just excited, man, and ready to get back in there and make some noise in the new division that I'm campaigning in.
Yeah, for sure. Said pretty much in position to fight for that WBA. Should be the Continental Americas title there at 135 pounds. I recently spoke with Eric Morales there, who represents the WBA, and of course the president is Gilberto Mendoza. Maybe I, gotta make some phone calls there and say, hey, you gotta get my guy Albert Bell there, like number 1 or number 2 in the rankings here, right. After this fight, coming up. So definitely looking forward to that. And, like you said, you pretty much eager to get back in the ring, after last fight, which was, March 22nd of last year against Jonathan Romero, there in your hometown of Toledo, Ohio. So, and the last couple fights you had, it's been pretty much easy work. You know what I mean? So you're definitely ready to get back in it here coming up on April 12th.
Right, for sure. So I'm just working right now. You know what I mean? And just counting down the days. We still got a little far way out. About 7-8 weeks, but I've been already training, so everything transitioning good now. It's just time to lock all the way in. You know what I mean? And wait on, see who's going to be the person that signs the contract, and I can lock all the way and dial in on them and their style particularly. I'm just prepared for them and, let's get the show on the road.
No doubt, no doubt. And, going into your social media, and when you initially were making your announcement, you're like, what I'm saying, new look, new weight class and all that type of stuff there. And, you're eventually there to kind of like announce, when that fight date was coming through. So now that it's finally here, finally happened, and you're there campaigning at 135 right now, how excited are you to kind of like be in that division?
It's exciting, but at the same time, it's disappointing because I was already planning to go to 35, but I wanted to handle my unfinished business at 130. You know what I mean? It would have made the route a little more smoother and put my name right in the hat. If I would have vacated with the 130-pound title, it'll put me at number 1 or put me in a title shot at 35, and all the big names got the belts at 35, so it's no easy champion. So that's what I've been wanting my whole career is the big fights. You know what I mean? So. Hopefully, this get me in the top 10, but now I have to work my way from the top 10 or 8 or 9 and get back down to number 1 and number 3, somewhere up in there, to get one of these shots. But yeah, I'm excited though, because it's nothing but big names and big fights at 135, and that's what I've been asking for. So I'm just sorry how I went about, because I did want to become a champion at the weight class that I started my career at, and then come up to see what's up at 35. But it's, the story's already written, so now we here. Can't complain about it. Just put the head down and work. So it's exciting.
Yeah, like you said, it's big names, big fights, big opportunities there at 135, and we kind of like was leading the push about you there being at 130 pounds because you were there as the contender there at 130 pounds there, particularly with the WBO,
Mhm.
and for multiple reasons, they didn't necessarily either give you the shot to fight for the world title, or in another sense where you could have at least fought for the interim title there, because I raised the point about you having a potential fight with Archie Sharp last year to try to have something where you would have the WBO interim title, but basically denied that there as they had what and Navarrete there is like a super champ or something. I mean, I don't even know what kind of rule they had there in that sense. But now you're kind of like refocused and things like that to go ahead and campaign in the lightweight division there. Now, kind of like talk about your comfort level there being in the lightweight division.
I'm comfortable with it. I mean, even I still have the size advantage over a lot of the guys there at 35, as far as my height and reach, and my IQ is on par with any of the big names in the sport in any weight class, I believe. And I've already been in there with the best of the 35s. I did camps with mostly all the champions and the prospects, the up and coming guys. You know what I mean, from sparring to Devin Haney's to going to do camps with Lomachenko, to sparring training camps with Cambosis when he was the unified champion. And I just got working with Abdullah Mason, probably the best prospect at 35. I mean, up and comer at 35. You know what I mean? And I've been there with all the 35s, way back from when Robert Easter Jr. was world champion and Adrian Bronner was world champion. So I've been getting the top level type work my whole career. You know what I mean? Even back to Rancis Barthélemy when he was world champions, or Henny Mendez and all those guys. So my whole career, I've been in there with the guys that's bigger than me or had the names and experience, and I always held my own with any of the guys that I've been in the ring with. So I'm very comfortable. You know what I mean? And just even growing more and more in strength and power and my body developing and things like that. I'm definitely comfortable with the weight class.
Yeah, now you were talking about the thing there as far as like working with a number of fighters there that either current world champions or up and comers there, but you had to get shout out to guys there from Ohio. There you have Adrian Broner there. You have as a funny Robert Easter there that's pretty much from around that area too. So like you said, you've been getting that getting that work in as far as like preparing yourself to be there in the lightweight division. Now, like you said, you're getting a fight here coming up April 12th here over in Toledo. It should be the Huntington Center there in Toledo, and for WBA Continental America's title. You talked about getting in position there around like 7 or 8 there in the WBA. I don't know, maybe it could be a little bit higher there. Maybe like 6 or 5 that
Right.
you could put yourself in position to fight one of those guys within the top 5 in the WBA later in the year. Is that your plan there as far as like get this fight here in April and position yourself for something later on down the line, probably like August or September?
Actually, I don't want to look too far ahead or look over my opponent, but we had some stuff lined up for June 1st in Houston.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, or but we try to figure out the weight and stuff because the guy we were supposed to already make the fight happen. He's like in the top 12 or 10 in WBA at 130, but him and his team still trying to make the fight. But we trying to see if we're gonna do it at a catch or something like that. He's in the top rankings, so we trying to see how it play out. If it's gonna affect, how would it affect my ranking at 35, or would it rank me in the 30? Like we just trying to figure out what's best. You know what I mean? So we got some stuff lined up for June 1st with a good fighter, and but we got some other calls, stuff about some stuff later down the year as well. So, but right now I'm just focused on April 12th. And after that, you know what I mean, we get back to the round table with my team, and we just go from there. I'm open to everything though, you know what I mean? Definitely want to get in the mix though with some guys that's in the rankings and names that people know or familiar with.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, my thing is, being as active as possible, getting in the ring as often as possible. You have this here, coming up in April, and you take care of business there on April 12th. You're right back in the gym, for something there for June 1st. There, shout out to my guy, the Oxtail King, stuff. Drew Clayton. He says, yeah, Houston, yeah, you pretty much see our Bell out there in Houston, man. I know that there was something planned for the Texas last year, but kind of fell through there a little bit there. So that would be something to have Chris back over there in Texas to
that was a whole different situation. So this is a different different promoter, different network, and all type of things like that. So you know what I mean? It's pretty much almost done. You know what I mean? I gotta handle my business, and then we gotta just figure out what makes sense, and it could happen, But if not, the beat goes on, and we'll figure something out for this year. But we definitely gonna stay active this year. Last year was a weird kind of year, but dates falling through, and all types of different things happened last year. So, hopefully this will be a better year, and we just gonna do our part, and let's put the work in and beat whoever they put in front of me.
Right. Now, like I said, with your upcoming bout here at the Huntington Center in Toledo, you had a number of bouts. Well, we had one back in 2022. Your bout against Nicholas Polanco there in the same venue. So you've had a number of fights there in your hometown, whether it's the Huntington Center or Glass City Center or what was it, Seagate, if I'm not mistaken.
Seagate and Glass City the same thing. They
they changed.
Glass City switched over. So the Seagate is the same thing. But
word.
this would be my third. So this would be my third time fighting at the Huntington, because I fought on Robert Easter Jr.'s card when he his first defense of his world championship was in Toledo at the Huntington Center a long time ago. So I was 5-0 at the time. So then I headlined myself with Nicholas Polanco. Now I'll be coming back in 2025, so I could, get it on there again for the hometown crowd.
Word for sure. Shout out to my guy, brother Eric Harris here. Yes, it's April 12th televised, so stream live.
To be honest, I'm really not sure yet. Like, it's still in the early part, so we just got the venue locked in. We just got the day locked in. So it's up to my team and them. I mean, well, not just my management and promotion and stuff. So they'll lock something in. Whether it's with Pro Box or Fight TV or it's one of those networks. So we'll figure something out so it could be broadcast around. But I'll be making more announcements as everything develops. We still in the early stages, but everything will be coming along real soon.
Gotcha, no doubt. And that's the thing that we see if we're able to catch the Prince there in action at Huntington Center. They're live April 12th. There, of course, when you have the thing information for tickets, you'll be able to get tickets out there. And then if we have something locked in for people to view it, then we'll be able to share that information out there. Now, like I said, being part of Fight Town, as they say there in Toledo, Ohio, have a number of stories there, not just with the number of the current boxers, but some of the fighters there from yesteryear. How is it to kind of like carry on that tradition of being one of those elite fighters from Toledo, Ohio?
It's dope. Everybody support each other. Respect each other and try to help each other the best we can along. As guys that's coming up, that's going to be the truth for the next few years, that's looking up to us. So being the guy that came from under guys that had the torch or had their moments and see how they handled in the spotlight, and now me being the guy that's the front runner, it's just it's a good thing, the passing of the torch. And I wear it with a lot of pride, I try to do my best to be the best fighter I could be, and, it's just, and outside the ring as a role model and guidance, and this is how you're supposed to be a champion, and this is how you carry yourself. So it's big. I love it all.
Yeah, no doubt. You doubt, like you were talking about there, as far as like being a role model there, in the city of Toledo, and giving young children out there more motivation to do or be on the right path and stay on the right path. there, you know, by continuing to fight, continuing to, you know, do your thing in the boxing ring there. So, you know, that's definitely a plus there on that front. But what we got here on the live chat, shout out to Tyrone, what Lee says, hey, what we got? Albert Bell versus Edwin Dos Santos.
That's
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. Let's do it. You know what I mean? There's been some talk, so we'll see. I heard he's supposed to be fighting Frank at 40 or something like that. I'm not sure what guys be doing with their career weight classes, but I'm open to all opportunities that make sense for sure. I'm not. Let's get it. Like I'm with it all.
Yeah, definitely ready for anybody there on that front. So a potential fight against Edwin De Los Santos, yeah, that would definitely
It's gonna be
be.
it's gonna be a lot of potential fights. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot of potential fights, but when it's time to make it happen, I'm saying yes to. When I'm not the one that's, you know what I mean, that's gonna be on the cameras saying this, saying that. I'm the one that's in the back rooms when it's time to put them pens to the paper. That's always gonna say yes. So I'm with it all.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like don't matter like what the fight is out there. Like if you propose it to me, I'll be like, hey, let's see, man. Let's run it. Let's take it. You know, I'm ready for it.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, with it being the lightweight division, I know that they had the one thing there, and as far as like, but the lightweight division has had a number of great fights over the years, as far as like within the top 15 to top 10, and you being there, putting your name in the mix, gets that lightweight division another added spark as far as having those top rated matchups there at 135 pounds. So we're trying to see about continuing on with that plan to get you going in and put you in position to fight for a world title there. What we got my guy brother Matt here from Brunch Boxing, says salute to the Boxosaurus and brother Albert Bell from Brunch Boxing. Hold on there, Matt. Might if I could try something here in a little bit. But yeah, that's my guy brother Matt. There,
Matt from Brunch Boxing, my guys, man, big support.
Yeah. You've been on his chats there on X or Twitter there, a couple times.
They definitely didn't put the word out of what's going on, so I definitely respect and salute them. You know what I mean? I got much love, much respect for my way, so definitely I appreciate them guys for sure.
Yeah, he's been one of the guys that's like really pushed for you there. You had the whole thing that happened last year too, so we definitely stepped it up for you, and definitely made a case for you on that. Now like you said, you're there campaigning at 135, and you have that frame there, of course, being around 6 feet, but it has a list reach at about 73. I don't know if it's confirmed there 73 or not.
Yeah, I think it's about 73, something like that. Yeah, I think it's 73.
Yeah. So of course that definitely poses a problem there for a number of fighters there, particularly as you were at 130 pounds and now here at 135. When you talk about using that height, reach, and the activity level, do you feel like that is something there that you try to keep up with while you're training, so that once you do step in the ring, you're able to have that pace to overwhelm your opponents?
Yeah, just with the stuff I do in the gym is just stuff I've been doing since a kid, just drilling and me doing the same things. And then once we get an opponent, then we lock in and work on specifically for their style. But other than that, it's the same old. It's another day in the office. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna train. We're gonna condition our body. You know what I mean? My boxing style is just my boxing style. But we just make the proper adjustments and little tweaks and tunes and start getting the guys in that we sparring that, to implicate the guys that we fight in, and we tailor the mitts to that style. And just mentally when I'm hitting the bag, I'm thinking of, that I'm fighting the guy, or I'm shadow boxing like I'm fighting the guy and stuff like that. But other than that, it's the same old.
Yeah, gotcha. Now, real quick here, I may have asked this before, but maybe I haven't. But outside of Aaron Pryor, maybe it isn't Aaron Pryor. Who be a fighter that you looked up to, on your way up here in the pro fight game?
You say I was okay. You talking about from Ohio or just
Yeah, it could
period?
be Ohio or anybody or
You know what I
anywhere.
mean? Look at well, coming up, you know what I mean, we are looked up to Rashi Warren a lot. You know what I mean? That was the guy. You know what I mean? Nuke was the truth. So
Mm-hmm.
that was in the amateurs and early days of pros. Adrian Bronner for sure. He was, you know what I mean, carrying and doing his thing. Bunny was doing his thing. But my favorites always was Ali, Roy Jones, Sugar Ray Leonard, definitely Floyd Mayweather. Um, Sweet Pea, just I'm a fan of just great fighters. I come from a boxing family, so we always watch fights and boxing and stuff. So I didn't think a little bit of everything, but um, Roy Jones would probably be my all time favorite fighter to actually watch. But yeah, I watched a lot of Floyd. I ain't never missed a Floyd fight, so. I like to do a lot of guys coming up. I like to take little things or try to implement different things that they is doing. But yeah, definitely a lot of those guys that I mentioned.
Yeah. Hey, the thing is, I would have to in order to become TBE. But you know what? I think give me props. You know what? You're a hell of a fighter. But outside of that, wanted to bring in great guest here. This like you said, you've been chopping it up with them for some time now. And that's our guy Matt here from Brunch Boxing, man. Matt checking in. What's happening?
Hey, man, what's going on? Yo, it's been a crazy day in boxing today, man. They
Yeah,
sending out bananas and watermelon and shit. I'm like, what is going on in boxing? This is crazy.
yeah, but it's just the thing now. Did they actually really do it? I hear a lot of people saying that they wasn't the ones to do it. Now they talking about T.O. the one sent
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But
That's
yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy. If he really did that, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
During
that's
Black History Month is wild.
Yeah, have you ever had like what's the craziest thing a fighter ever tried to do to like psych you out or something like
uh, Nothing.
that?
Nothing. Hey, you don't even be none of that. Like, yeah, nothing, bro. Like, probably Andy Vince's. He probably is the only one that was talking smack or saying stuff on the internet or things like that. But it really don't. I don't know. I be pretty chill, so I think people be chill with me. I don't try to be you feel me? Because we got to fight anyway, so that's just a waste of energy. But I don't know, man. That's wild though.
Yeah.
You know how some stuff be so messed up you can't do nothing but laugh at it. Like it's like what the fuck?
Man.
Like some shit be so wild. You just be like, oh, that was fucked up. Like that was
Yeah, I mean,
that's
yeah,
fucked
it
up.
was insane. It was insane, when they initially brought it up, and then I talked about it after the press conference, and then I get settled in here, and then after a couple hours, it says that like you mentioned, I think they were Teofimo Lopez, and then I'm like, you know what? If it was him, yeah, but the past few months or plus or whatever it is, I've had certain opinions and takes on female. So, but this one right here,
But
yeah,
it's like
I
if
don't know
you
how I'll be able to properly present it. You know what I'm saying?
it's like if you know already. Like it been incidences with T.O. and all type of things like way, way back when they was questioning, you know what I mean? I was around for some things, you know what I mean? The infamous sparring session with him and Keyshawn when they supposed to have jumped him and I was in the gym. I know the whole story, all that and what was said and who said it and all type of things. So I've been, you know what I mean, view people a certain way. But like
Mhm.
I said, I know he trying to get under people's skin, so you just laugh at stuff like that. Like this dude is fucking like he fucking like at first I didn't think it was funny when they first just brought it up with just
Yeah,
Branch and Keyshawn. Then when I seen T.O., it made me laugh. I'm like, this dude's fucking fraud. Like it's just like this dude's a fucking troll. It just made me laugh. Like yeah, I don't take stuff like that as offense. It's because it all come back one way or another. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. It does, kind of come back to you one way or another, there, man. So, so that's the thing about it. Shout out to my guy, Z Pacino. He says, "Hey, you can't intimidate a guy that's towering over you." So, yeah, if you got somebody that's in the, in the super featherweight or the lightweight division, yeah, you can't really say that. But you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Oh
I
man.
feel like it's just a waste of energy. Like I'm not about to. I ain't about to just be doing all that. Like we gonna have to fight. So whether you call me ugly, I'm a punk. You good? We still gonna get to punch each other tomorrow. So let's just do it then.
Right, exactly. Just take it on the road. Shout out to my bro Red. There's pre-beast boxing talk in the building. There's salute to the family, everything like that. You know what I mean? So I mean, you got this. Like I said, coming up here, April 12th, and you said more information about this fight card will come up. You're saying that you're gonna be, they're gonna be working on featuring multiple fighters there, from the area or from the state of Ohio there. And I mentioned the thing there before, as far as like the level of talent that comes out of the state of Ohio. Not just the thing there with professionals, but also the amateurs. Getting up to the professionals.
Yeah.
When you brought up the thing there with Roche Warren, and there was like a number of stories about Roche Warren, coming up amateurs there to the pros. So we kind of like those who show like how much talent is there in the state of Ohio.
Man, it's ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? Like we even got guys that I watched as kids that would be having a third and fourth pro fight on the card with me and stuff now, and that they was just seemed like they was just 8, 9 years old the other day, and they become Olympic alternates and 20-time national champions now, and they pros and providing for their family and starting their career. So it's just dope, man. Like I'm glad to see everybody stick with it, because that's what Ohio always been talented, you know what I mean? But it's easy to get caught up in the streets. So there's a lot of guys that people never even heard of that could be on par with some of these world champions and stuff like that. But, you know what I mean, they got out the gym, or they got murdered, or they in jail, or things like that, or they got to provide for their families a different way doing it in the street life. So I'm just proud of the crop and group now that's, you know what I mean, keeping both feet in the gym and not 1 foot out and 1 foot in, you know what I mean, because that's how bad stuff happened. But
yeah,
definitely gonna be a nice card though, for sure, with a lot of talent from the state of all throughout the state of Ohio, whether it's Cleveland, Cincinnati, Toledo, Columbus. We got some guys from Detroit on there. We got I believe Ladarius Miller, Memphis, from used to be with TMT. He's on there, and a couple other guys. We got some guys from a little bit everywhere, so it's gonna be a real nice card, man.
Oh, for sure. And you mentioned a thing there as far as like Toledo and the number of the talented fighters that come from the city of Toledo, and different things that happen over the course of the years. And one of the things that I think about is with Bunny there, Robert Easter, that had a situation there where he had a thing with a shooting incident, and he's slowly getting back to where he's at this particular point. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, with having a thing there with boxing, a number of the talented fighters that are out there that it kind of like shows like what they go through or what they deal with there outside of the ring.
For sure, it's what I mean, it's definitely it's a tricky landscape. You know what I mean? It's rough. You know what I mean? There's a lot of real stuff going on. So you got to know how to maneuver. I mean, you got to know how to move and maneuver, but you still got to watch for crosses and you know what I mean, backdoor situations and stuff like that, and just unfortunate situations like how you said what happened with Bunny. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, somebody trying to rob him and that happened. You know what I mean? It's just it's just. It's a lot that goes on, you know what I mean? People don't really know about Ohio. I mean, some people do, but a lot of people don't. You know what I mean? They think it's just farm town and this, and it's nothing like you would think, you know what I mean? So definitely a rough place. You got to just navigate. But we in the gym, man. We making opportunities for these people and these kids and stuff. And that's what we focus on, the positive, you know what I mean? We ain't trying to shine too much light on what's negative going on, but we definitely, you know, shining lights for the city for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Now talk about your team there, your your training camp, your troops there that you'll be preparing you for this upcoming bout here on April 12th?
Same old same. You know, my father's always been my head coach, Andy Bell. You know what I mean? Derek Riley will be in my corner as well. And then, you know, we just got the strength and conditioning coaches and um my chef Dre be coming in and make sure my weight right and I'm eating right and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So it's the same old same with me. Ain't nothing, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? We rocking how we rocking.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You know, like I said, you had your dad there. Coach Derry just talked with Coach Derry here. What was it, about a couple hours ago? There, you know, it's been, you know, definitely doing work there in the city of Toledo. So you know, we had like a few things that you know he's been doing out there in the city, and you know, while doing that, he's, you know, there, you know, all assistant there in training camp. So you know, definitely you know, shout out to him.
Yeah.
And thing about it is, what I got this, got like you know, line on for, you know, anyone that want to jump in and talk about or have a question here for the press, they can call in there at 571-449-7217. Shout out to Eric Harris there. He says, you know, provide the folks with their social media handles so they'll be able to follow you.
Albert Prince Bell. It's Albert Prince Bell on Instagram, Albert Prince Bell on Facebook, and Albert Bell 419 on Twitter. But I mostly be, you know what I mean, use my Instagram and my Facebook. But I be on Twitter. I don't like to get into tweeting a lot because it'd be just too much. But I be on there scrolling and looking. If somebody mentioned
and looking and everything like that, or you know,
I
like you said, you know, when they have the spaces going down, and yeah, you'll jump on there for a little bit.
I interact a little bit on there, but I mostly deal with the Instagram and the Facebook page. But yeah, then my handles Albert Prince Bell and then Albert Bell 419.
Word for sure. Now, shout out to Z Pacino here. He says on the chat, like, how do you stay focused mentally and not let the business of boxing knock off your mind?
I just be feeling like I live by his quote. It's like what's delayed is not denied. I be feeling like it's already wrote. It's God playing. You know what I mean? It could be protecting me for something I wasn't ready for, or you know what I mean. However it go, you know what I mean. I know I'm gonna get to where I'm going regardless. I just gotta stay focused, stay disciplined, and I be having a lot of stuff going on outside of boxing. I be working on that I be focused on too. That I'm building up off the ground. So when boxing ain't going right, I just put my time in my other things, but I just still stay dedicated to what I got going. And I know as long as I keep beating whoever they put in front of me, it'll all work itself out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get opportunity one way or another. I just gotta show up and show out when I do get the opportunity. So, you know what I mean? Once I get a date, I lock in and we put on the performance that we put on. But outside of that, I'm working on other things, you know what I mean, as far as my programs and getting my bail bonds license and qualified mental health specialist and get my CDCAs and running youth programs and after school programs and trying to fix up my tire shop and this and this. I got other stuff going on outside the sport. So once I want to put myself in a position where I don't need boxing. I'm just doing boxing because that's what I love to do. That's my calling. That's what I was born to do. But as far as financially, I won't need it. I mean, I live comfortably without it. But I'll be locked in, though. Boxing is always number one, but I just always position myself to move how I move without it. And that keep me focused.
Where you got all those licenses and things like that, man. I got to catch up, man. I'm supposed to have like you know, these IT certificates and everything like that. They done expired and all that, man. I got renewed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get on it, man. They giving it out.
Yeah, for sure, man. I don't know. Maybe I should go back in construction or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And get them OSHA certifications or something like that. You know what I mean?
For sure, man.
Yeah. True Clinton says, yeah, speaking that divine destiny, that's what it is. You know, just staying on the right path, you know, right there. You know, you feel me? And you know, like I said there with the boxing, it's about, you know, having a plan, sticking with that plan, and just moving forward. And you know, pretty much starts up here April 12th. Like I said, Huntington Center there in Toledo, Ohio. You know, we once we get updates on that, you know, like I said, you know, have folks that'll be able to, you know, go to, Albert Bell's social media, you'll be able to get tickets. And then if we, you get an announcement as far as like, what's gonna be or where it's gonna be televised, that then we're gonna have more information, on that as well. Yeah, I know, before I had my man on here for a little bit, you were talking about the thing there with Keyshawn Davis. And he has that upcoming bout here against Dennis Berinchik. Sparring there with Abdullah Mason. He has his bout there that's coming up too. And that's gonna be interesting because they're saying like he's trying to get going there in that particular division as well, man. So what do you think about the upcoming card here for Friday?
Man, I think I want to drive over there, to be honest. I might get on the road and just roll, man. It's on Valentine's Day. I might, shoot up there for that. But I think it's a great card, man. I'm sorry that the Tiger Johnson and Krishan Toller fight fell out. That was Cleveland versus Cincinnati. Both of my guys I've been knowing since we was way younger. I was looking forward to them going at it and putting on a great show. You got Jared on there. You got my boy Xander in the co-main event. We did a whole camp together out in Australia, so me and him got close then. He doing his thing. You got Abdullah. He's having a step-up fight. That's a guy that just fought. He went the distance with Rolly. Abdullah looking good and sharp. We got great work in the gym, and he gonna be the truth. Like he's the truth, but he definitely gonna be one of them next guys that's up. He's talented and he's getting smarter, and and he's growing into a full man. So that card is dope. You got Vito Melicki on there. That's my guy. The whole card is stacked. And the main event is a great fight because Berinchik never lost, don't know how to lose, was a part of that Ukrainian class with Usyk, Daneo, Loma, and all those guys, and is a silver medalist himself and is a world champion, just upsetting Navarrete. Keyshawn is growing into his self, and be coming into the contender and type of fighter and champion that he wants to be. So it's definitely going to be an interesting fight, style clash and all that. So it's going to be an entertaining night. That's a nice stack card from top to bottom, if you're not like a casual, but if you know the sport and these guys have been coming around on your TV for the last couple of years, that's turned into top prospects and contenders, and they're all on one card, it's definitely going to be something to see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you do make that drive, man, let me know because I'll be in the building and stuff like that there. But I'm gonna be out there from start to finish there. Catch all of those fights. And
I'm scared of these planes right now.
Oh yeah,
I'm scared of planes right now. That's why I said I might drive over. Might do that 8 hours, man. That 8 hours. These planes right now, I'm kind of be cool on the planes for at least a few months, man, till they warm up. So. Might make that drive. The weather get bad, so I might chill. You know what I mean? But
man. It'll be that.
Tiger not fighting no more. The weight was off for Quay. He couldn't lose it. You know what I mean? He said he wasn't gonna try to, so that fight got canceled. I don't know if Tiger will get a backup opponent though. They might have one on standby for him, but as of right now, that fight's not happening.
Yeah. That's a bummer there. Like you said, those guys are there from Ohio, so that was a little scrap right there. But hey man, I had to jump on the plane to get the Las Vegas, man, for that Benavidez Burrell fight. So it was wild because that joint happened in DC the day after I left, so it was like it was crazy.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole thing's wild, man. But we definitely like you said, you staying grounded there, and at least here for the time being, you got your fight. You don't have to go nowhere.
Exactly.
You don't have to do none of that. So all of that is taken care of. They're able to us, so we're definitely looking forward to that. I don't know, maybe if I'm able to make it, I'll probably just drive 8 hours for me. I'm like 12 hours at a time, man.
Most definitely, man.
Where man. So once again, let the folks know about your social media handles so they'll be able to follow you, get update on what's going down here for that upcoming bout at the Huntington Center in Toledo, Ohio.
Yep, we on Instagram at Albert Prince Bell, Facebook Albert Prince Bell, and on Twitter at Albert Bell 419. You know what I mean? I'm on there. Keep y'all updated with everything that's going on with me. The tickets are on sale now at the link in my bio. They on Ticketmaster, and yeah, let's just get ready for. We locked in and gearing up for April 12th. So ready to put on a special performance. You know what I mean? Introduce myself to lightweight division and keep this knockout streak rolling and move to 28-0. You know what I mean? And get back into the spots that I deserve to be in, and hopefully get these world title opportunities that I've been deserving.
Gotcha. Now, a couple questions here, from the chat. Well, here, since you're a new entry in the 135-pound division, putting you on the spot. All right. Shout out to Z Pacino. He says, rank the champs at 135 pounds.
Ranking them, I would say definitely. I would put Tank at number 1. He got one of the belts. I would put Loma at number 2 because he's the most proven out of the other champions. Then for sure, Shakur. I'm not saying that who would beat who. I'm just going off of how they've been performing and the things they're already proven. So Tank just because he's just been blowing everybody out the water. Loma because he's a 3-division world champion. You know what I mean? And he done fought to probably the best opposition out of all of them. The Shakur, you know what I mean? He a 2-division world champion, proving himself at 130 and trying to prove himself now with I think he's fighting Kid Austin. Yeah, Austin, and then supposedly Zepeda next. So those are 2 good fights against undefeated fighters. And then Dennis Barancek, he haven't got a chance to defend the title yet. We'll see what he's made of Friday. He won a title against a 3-division world champion that was going for his 4th, so that was saying a lot right there. But that's how I got Tank at 1 right now, Loma at 2, Shakur at 3, and Barancek 4.
That's a good question there from Z Pacino, and then brother Eric Harris asked here, okay, who you got, Canelo versus Crawford?
To be honest, I don't like the fight being at 168. To be honest, like you gotta think Bud started at 30, be winning his first title at 35, went to 40, went to 47 for a few fights, only had 1 fight at 54, and then jumping up 2 weight classes to Canelo. That's gonna be tough. But I think Bud's so strong and it's so hard to doubt him though, and he's so smart and adjusted. I don't know, but Canelo is big and he's one of the most skillful fighters too. So it's just don't be one of the fights you just got to see play out. You know what I mean? But I'm rocking with Bud all the way. I mean, that's who I'm supporting and will want to win. But realistically, you just got to see how it play out because it could be surprising. You know what I mean? Canelo might just walk through what he's throwing and get to him and do what Canelo does sometimes, but Terrence Long, he know how to box. He's wiry. He know how to adjust. He can fight both ways. Can he take Terrence? Canelo's shot. It's one of them fights you got to see happen, man. It's just I don't know. It's just one of them fights you got to see happen. But I want Terrence Crawford to win. That's why I'm backing in that fight.
Gotcha. I mean, you got TC. Put in the post like he's around like 186 pounds or around that weight.
That's just, man, I don't know. That's just crazy. That's a huge jump though. You know what I mean? Because he's basically up from 47 to 68 because he only had 1 fight at 54. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a big jump. I would like to. I figured they should meet at 60. If he had 54. He go up 60 next weight class. He's 68 coming down to 60 is the next. That's 1 weight class apart. I feel like they should make it at 60 instead of 68. But that's where he got all the titles. They want to go for that 4th. His 3rd undisputed. So daring to be great. So let's see. And they both gonna get paid a lot of money. So I'm all for it. Let's see how it happens.
Yeah, you got the thing planned out, with Canelo facing William Skull in May. Looks like that's the case there for Canelo to win back that IBF title and then be like undisputed 168 in September between Canelo and Crawford. So that is what they're trying to make there for that particular bout in September. But it was going to be a big event nonetheless. There, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. And Eric says Canelo can't and won't make up 160 pounds ever in life. Yeah.
But I feel like he can though, because what I mean, there have been times he didn't. What I mean? Like, I don't ever really think he had really weight problems at 60. It was like when he was cutting all the way back down to 54. Remember he was holding the titles in like 4 divisions at one time. And I don't think 60 was really the problem. It was like he was trying to hold on to too much at once. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it'd be more of a fair shake at 60. You know what I mean? They both only coming down. He coming up one weight class, he coming down one weight class. Y'all meet right in the middle.
Yeah, it could be like something like that. But yeah, I guess Canelo wouldn't necessarily work that in for this particular fight. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
he
gonna put the ball in his court. He the big dog. So you gotta respect it.
Yeah, no doubt. So once we get to that point there in September, hopefully you have this bout here in April. And then we have something set up in June, and then after that, let's get you set up to be part of that fight card in September.
Yeah, man. I need to get on them cards with Shake, man. I need to talk to Turkey, man. Let me get on there. They making real fights, and so other guys that's been avoided getting their opportunities on his card. Have them put me on one of them joints, man, so I can shock the world too.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Definitely, we gotta get through the step, like I said, April 12th, Huntington Center there in Toledo, Ohio, and you're gonna be back all the way back our fight once again. So definitely looking forward to that. There from Albert Prince Bell, and like I said before, I mean I know. Haven't necessarily looked into it, but I know we might be cousins or something like that.
Right. Somewhere down the line, we're gonna figure it out. We gotta go to ancestry.com or something and figure it out.
Yeah. We go do that. You know what I'm saying? So big thanks for joining us here on Boxing Source, man. And like I said, with more updates that come up here within the next few weeks, and we're gonna keep in contact with you to see what's going down.
Most definitely, man. So we lock in. We good.
Yeah, no doubt, y'all. So that's guy there, Prince Albert Bell, here in like I said, April 12th, Huntington Center, Toledo, Ohio. Y'all be sure to catch him out there, and be sure to see him out there in Toledo. And then like I said, once we get information about where it could be broadcasted at, then we'll be able to provide that for you. So if you have to, like I said, put it in the full 99 or whatever it is or whatnot. Hey, we gotta go ahead and do that here for the press. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, man. Thanks for having me, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt there. So that's our guy, Albert Prince Bell, there that was able to join us here. So where we got Gio says, yeah, seriously, sorry, Senator Turkey. I don't know, I might have to make a few phone calls on that, so he'll be able to be put in position to be on that fight card. So we had that. So big ups to your brother Albert Bell there once again. And like I said, if you can just be able to follow him on social media there, through multiple platforms, particularly Instagram. He's also there on Facebook and on Twitter there. So like I said, he's campaigning there now at 135 pounds. Right. So we had that conversation there. Like I said, 135, a lot of activity there at 135, and we brought it up here with what's coming up on Friday night, the main event, WBO lightweight championship. President Brenchik defends the WBO's title for the first time there against Keyshawn Davis. Of course, you had Keyshawn Davis building his way up there in the lightweight division, particularly in 2024, having the stoppage win over Jose Pedraza, having the the decision win over Miguel Madueno, and then showing up and showing out at Norfolk, Virginia, Scope Arena against Gustavo Lemos. That put him in position to fight for a world title here against Dennis Berinchik. Of course, having that WBO lightweight title win there, getting it over Navarrete, split decision there. I've said it on other platforms. When it had fight, really a fight that was left to be desired. To be honest with you, I didn't know who actually won that fight, but judges had it. A couple judges had it for Dennis Berinchik, and now this is his first time defending that WBO title. It's a matchup there. We're saying you got two fighters that were able to acquire the silver medal in the Olympics, and we're gonna have that pedigree for both fighters, amateur pedigree for both fighters. You got, of course, Dennis Berinchik being part of that Ukraine line. There, as was mentioned there, Alexander Usyk, Vasyl Lomachenko, Alexander Vazik, among others, right? So he is another one that wants to, basically say, hey, I'm one of those guys too that y'all got to look out for. Now I did, have a conversation with Dennis Berinchik after the press conference, particularly after, at least at the time, I think there with what happened with Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis made it known that a package was delivered to his room, and it was there with the fruit. There's a fruit basket that contained bananas and watermelons, right? And of course, that is not a good look at all. Period. So y'all addressed there at the press conference, top-ranked press conference live. That was basically a shock to a number of people there live, and of course, shock to me. And way that Berinchik was playing it live was like, I don't know, and think about it. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And what was it? Berinchik's manager there, Alex Krasniak, right? Who deals deals with a number of the fighters that from Ukraine. And it's like, yeah, we don't know what you're talking about. We think yellow for this and that. So all the stuff where this comes from, we don't know where it comes from. And there with like I said, with Dennis Berinchik, he easily dismissed it. Wanted to also talk about Igor Nesterov, who's there alongside Dennis Berinchik, interpreting what he was talking there with me there with that particular, and that is on the Boxing Source YouTube channel. So there was something there, and shout out to Trill. He says, funny how Albert Bell felt the same way that I did, reference to the whole thing as far as like the backstory for what happened there with Keyshawn Davis. And so eventually, hours later, we find out potentially it wasn't Dennis Berinchik or anyone in this group that did that. It could have been Teofimo Lopez. And shout out to Trill. Trill, kind of like hit me up and said, you know what? It could have been Teofimo Lopez, because Lopez had made a post on his social media replaying a little moment there with Keyshawn and Dennis Berinchik, and then he panned over to him, and he's chilling, eating a banana. Okay, now follow boxing. Those that have followed what's been happening over the past couple of years know about the history between Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo Lopez. And it has been known multiple times over that Keyshawn Davis want to fight Teofimo Lopez. And as Albert Bell mentioned there, he was, in the building when Teofimo Lopez and Keyshawn Davis rumbled in sparring at the rank gym, and the whole altercation that happened from that sparring session. Okay. Um, and yeah, they've had conversations before, T.O. and Keyshawn, whether it's, leading into a fight card, whether it's the Box Fan Expo that was last year. And it's, really boiled up to a certain point. But this time here, like there's some things that I just feel like you shouldn't do, and that right there is one of them. A number of people know about what I've kind of said in reference to Teofimo Lopez over the past year and what he's done over the past year. And I put it this way: the way he's handled business overall had a good, and I called him the turn down king last year. Like, he declined fights with Ryan Garcia, he declined fight with Brian Norman Jr., and he was hinted at being in a potential fight with Jerome Boots Ennis, but he didn't necessarily want those. And now it looks like he might be in a position to have a fight in Alcatraz. Like, are we serious here? Alcatraz? But it could be unification against Richard Hitchens. For me, him being potentially involved in a event with Turkey Al Sheik is almost like a bailout for Teofimo Lopez, a guy that wouldn't necessarily accept offers that were, pretty much well above his minimum there while being on the top rank, and now he could be part of an event where Turkey Al Sheik puts out a certain amount of money for him to defend his title, whether it's WBO or the lineal title there at 140 pounds against Richard Hitchens, who recently won the title. I mean, now him trying to get into the mind of Keyshawn Davis, I just feel like that's unnecessary and unprofessional. And I'm just putting it lightly as far as how I feel in reference to this and what he's done over the past year and a half. So yeah, if he wants to go ahead and take responsibility for that, then he should just be, just get him away. Just get him away. I'll just put it like that. You feel me? Back to this thing here, main event coming up Friday. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing what Keyshawn Davis here for the first couple of rounds. I have, picked him to win this bout. I have picked him to actually, win by stoppage. Another thing there as far as Baranchik and Krajicek saying that, or maybe Keyshawn Davis have trouble making weight, given that the question was posed to Keyshawn about a number of his previous fighters making weight or having issues making weight. So I guess, they tried to get to Keyshawn in that front, but I think he's going to be completely ready. He's going to be completely poised, going to be completely focused for this bout, which will be his first opportunity to win a world title. So, I think that his overall talent level will be, too much for Dennis Baranchik here in this bout coming up on Friday. So I have him scoring the win. I'm picking him for the win, picking him to become the new WBO champion there. Now, next up on there, you have Xander Zayas versus Slava Spomer in the super welterweight division. Xander Zayas is there at undefeated 20-0, and also Slava Spomer is 20. And this one, have it to the point where you have pretty much something on the line for Xander Zayas, as he is they're ranked number 1 in the WBO. And you got Slava Spomer there that is, kind of around that range. It's number 8 or so. Have to go ahead and, confirm, where he's at, because I think he around there like number 7 or number 8 in the WBO. I'm gonna look at it, right here. They got him at actually number 11 in the WBO here so far from January 15th there. So this is something where Slava Spoma could really climb up in the super welterweight rankings. But you have Xander Zayas is kind of like built himself to a point where he could potentially fight for a world title. You had Carl Moretti say, "Hey, I think that he's a couple fights away from fighting for that world title." So he has to go here, take care of business against Slava Spoma. It was what Spomer's about there in the U.S. They kind of like mentioned that there at the press conference too. But I think that Spomer in there to a tough bout for Xander Zayas for those first few rounds, but Zayas should be able to kind of like collect himself and be able to respond and overwhelm Slava Spomer. And I feel like he gets to win there. It might be an overall unanimous decision win. Could be what I say. It might be similar to Zayas' win over former world champion Patrick Teixeira. Could be something like that, where you'll have like a lot of action, but Spomer being there tough, but you'll have Xander Zayas just about winning every single round in that one. So that's what I got. And then another bout this time in the middleweight division, Vito Mielnicki Jr. will be there for his first bout in the middleweight division, going up against Connor Coyle. And what is it? Connor Coyle was there at number 3 in the WBA. Yeah, number 3 in the WBA as of the rankings from the end of January. So for Vito Mielnicki Jr. to go in here as a fighter that's pretty much like ranked in the top 5 in the WBA, puts him in a pretty good position if he's able to get the win. And then I don't know, maybe they could put him in a fairly interesting bout later on in the middle division, maybe against former world title challenger Denzel Bentley or something. We could see that. Who knows? But he still has to be able to take care of business there against Connor Coyle. He's not that far off from being in his home area in Jersey. Actually, had a phone call there, with his trainer, Coach Ronnie Shields, who had just got settled in here, around the area. So they're sitting, putting in work, putting in the final touches for that upcoming bout against Connor Coyle, and that's going to be really interesting for how Vito Mielnicki does here in this the first bout in the middleweight division. When he initially signed with Top Rank, right? It looked like he would have been there at 154, and we had talked about it when I interviewed Mielnicki Jr. Once he signed with Top Rank, that it could have been a potential matchup between him and Xander Zayas at 154. But looked like Mielnicki was trying to get himself to try to get down to 154 those couple of fights. But he said, nah, he pretty much like outgrew that. We've seen that actually, or at least I've seen something like that to a certain extent in his bout that he had last May. So for him going up to 160 here, not that much of a surprise on my part. But now, getting that the opportunity to fight a guy that is highly rated in the WBA, kind of like said something about what Top Rank wants to do there with Vito Mielnicki Jr. So gotta see if he's able to take care of business on that. And we got a number of other notable fights on there. Mason going up against Manuel James. You got Rohan Polanco there that's featured going up against John Carlos Torres. That's another interesting bout there. That's scheduled for 10 rounds. Jaron Anderson gets back in there against Marios Calais. That's going to be really interesting because we talked about Coach Derry Riley, right? And Coach Derry Riley was Jason's trainer, for pretty much most of his career until his previous fight that he had there over in Los Angeles on August 3rd of last year. And well, even after what happened there in that fight, still Jared Anderson, doing his thing there, man. So yeah, you're not going to see Coach Derry Riley there in the corner for Jared Anderson. I talked about this in a conversation with Brother Claymore Rain here on YouTube. I said, it'd be interesting to see how if he, got back with this old trainer for this fight, but nope, that is not what happened. That's not what happened. So now it's going to be really interesting because you had that situation where it was a one-off for Jared Anderson for him to go up there, have a step up in the heavyweight division against Martin McCauley, and he really there up until the very end. But now after that, he's back there with Top Rank. Top Rank is saying, "Hey, we want to try to slow you down here for a little bit," and that's what's happening here in this bout against Mario Scalias. He is highly, highly favored in that bout. What is it, like minus 1,600 favorite for Jared Anderson in this bout? So it's not something where you could have a serious challenge, or it's not looking like that here in this particular instance. So we gotta see how he does here in this bout, and after that, what Top Rank does with him in that sense. You're also gonna have Nico Ali Walsh on this card. Not sure if he's gonna be the first fight on this card. He mentioned that he would be the first fight on this card a couple of weeks ago, but we'll see. Wish I had the bout sheet. I don't even know if they sent it to me there, because they did have the bout sheet there at the press conference, and I ain't even pick it up, man. I ain't even pick it up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'll see if they got something pulled up here, but I ain't necessarily seeing it here yet. Let's see. I don't know. Got the joint for the NOSA press conference, but yeah, they didn't send the thing there with the you got still Nico Ali Walsh there at the first fight. And they did make that note about the Tiger Johnson Kashan Toller fight being canceled because Toller being, supremely, as they say, overweight. So Nick Walsh is first. I guess Jared Anderson's second. Keon Davis is third. Rohan Polanco's fourth. Abdullah Mason. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. This thing is crazy if they haven't in this order with Nick Walsh, then Jared Anderson, then Keon Davis, then Rohan Polanco, then Abdullah Mason, and then Juan Miguel Lopez de Jesus to top off the ESPN Plus card. And then they'll go into 9 o'clock portion with Vito Melnicki. That'd be interesting there. That'd be crazy interesting if they do it in that order. Well, I'll confirm it tomorrow when I go out there for the weigh-in tomorrow. That's how this is going. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it on Friday night. Of course, we got what we got on Saturday night. They got what's going on over in Manchester, but also over in Atlanta. I got Mr. GHB Greg Hackett going up against Brian Owens Sr. BLK Prime. I'm putting out a $4.99. Okay, I'm putting in there $4.99. Although Mr. GHB in action. Okay, so definitely looking forward to that right there too. But that's mainly there what I had in reference to this particular version of the midweek report. Like I said, I wanted to try to have this thing happen here. Get guest here, Albert Bell, on. Very thankful for him to join here on the midweek report. And we'll have more here later on down the line. What I'll do is I'll see if I can post a video of what the other big topic was in the sport of boxing as far as like news is concerned. So we're going to definitely catch up with that, and I'll share my take on it as far as like being a show, because I've said it before on other platforms or other locations, but not necessarily here on Boxing Source channel. So definitely going to do that here. And like I said, if you can catch up with interview, like I said, with Dennis Baranchik. Also have an interview conversation there with Abdullah Mason, and actually have one with Kelvin Davis there that will have his upcoming fight scheduled for March 8th over in the West Coast. So check out the YouTube channel. You'll be able to see my interview, my conversation there with Kelvin Davis. So hopefully you enjoyed this particular version of the Midweek Report. And we'll be back at it here, I guess, for the Boxing Soul podcast scheduled for Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So I want to definitely tune in for that, as we'll have reaction to the fights that that'll be happening on Friday, and we'll have reaction to the fights that'll happen on Saturday. Okay. Once again, like what's going down, hit the like button, hit the share button. You can subscribe to the Boxing Source if you haven't already. Like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, whatever the combination is, right? So that's what I got. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.